Peace. Quickly think fast. Matter of fact, been on my listening to a lot of lectures and reading. Came across Alan Watts' lecture that kind of gave credence. He put some words to a situation in a way where I'm like, all right, that's kind of how, that's a good way to word that. In essence, what he was talking about, like, not even say a good way to word it, but he was speaking of the ceaseless chatter that we expect from each other as, when we in each other's presence. But he was relaying it to, like, why, like, when we're trying to find ourselves, we go, like, in the woods, we go on these retreats. Matter of fact, speaking on, like, being a shaman, like, where you go in the woods, you take yourself away from humanity, away from society, and you put yourself by yourself in order to, and for one, which he didn't say, but, like, for one, for sure, if you're an empath, besides, people verbally trying to label you as certain things, like the fact that you're picking up on all these other vibrations, and that's pretty hard, like you're trying to find yourself, but then somebody on side of you and somebody right here, and you picking up on their vibration, it's hard for you to really know what's, especially again, like as an empath, like, sometimes we barely even realize what's our own stuff sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, so for, that's one of the things too, why it's good to seclude yourself, when you're trying to find yourself, trying to grow. And when you say trying to find yourself, it's more of trying to find your true inner being, basically, in essence, not getting to your soul purpose, but trying to know your soul, you know what I'm saying? Know the soul or the being that is, and that, before all the conditioning, before I was told my name was called Ray, before I was told my skin color means I'm black, before, all that, you know what I'm saying? You go back. But that's all the labels, you know what I'm saying, of what tells you, who you are, and that's not who you are. I'm a vibrational being that comes from, from higher dimensions, higher vibrations, and that's my true existence. That's all, most of our true existence, and it's not being the ego or thinking that you are this flesh, but it made sense on, that's why you get away from everybody to find yourself, because, people are always so busy trying to tell you who you are, matter of fact, whether it's like, oh man, you should do this or you should do that. I think it was a good idea. That's why, too, in a lot of videos, when I talk about when you're dealing with trying to find your soul purpose and things of this nature, you don't want to ask nobody, in essence, what they think when you're trying to find something that is within you. That's what Zen is about mostly. Matter of fact, what Alan Watts deal with, is about knowing that you ain't like trying to find enlightenment. It ain't about finding enlightenment. You are the enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? You are the Illuminati. You are the illuminated one. What you're trying to find, what you're walking around looking for is already inside you. And that's what you have to realize. So, so when you're living life, you're living it knowing like, all right, the abundance is within me. So I'm out here just, living and having fun. And it's not that I'm living to try to attain enlightenment or try to attain some type of thing. Now, I am the enlightenment. I am the high vibration. I am the heavens and the earth. I am all of that. You know what I'm saying? Here to be that extension of the universe, observing, and learning, so, but that, and getting back to the point of like the ceaseless chatter, like that made so much sense, because that do feel awkward, like where, you get around people and you just feel the need to talk. Matter of fact, that's where that promotes inauthenticity, basically, you know what I'm saying? Because, it's like, all right, I gotta say something, and that's gonna provoke you to say either say something inauthentic, or this how a lot of people end up saying stuff that they need to keep to themselves. Like where you end up saying somebody's secret or something just to have something to talk about. You like throw somebody's secret all out there. And I done been around them conversations with to myself. I'm like, man. And I peeped out that they brought up that just so they could, matter of fact, be cool or be the person to have something to say or whatever the case may be. And it's like, just for us to have, again, ceaseless talking, But that's why lately I've been realizing, like, sometimes like when I'm explaining things, I forget because the universe telling me, hey, it ain't about making no point. But then sometimes the universe be stopping me from falling into small talk because I'm picking up on the vibration of of others, and we talking, and I'm about to go on a small talk, and I like, wait, well, I was about to, and some tell me because you was about to small talk, and I'm like, all right, like, so the universe is, as a matter of fact, I know for sure, and I'm glad too. I'm glad the universe stopping me, basically, so if I don't stop myself, it's like bloop, it's just making my words, and I'm like, all right, yeah, no small talk and no inauthenticity, because that's the thing too, is just like wanting to ceaselessly talk. But again, like that's why when we're trying to, find our true inner self, because matter of fact, like our partners gave us our nicknames, you know what I'm saying? You know, our every time you come across somebody, they remind you, hey, Carl Ray, hey, so and so, hey, you know what I'm saying? In essence, kind of reinforcing your ego. That's why it takes the constant meditation. That way, when you meditating every day and you conscious, it's like when they say it, it's like that's the little fleshy suit you talk. Yeah, that's my flesh suit name. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll be conscious and aware and stay in that mode of constant knowing. That's what it's about, knowing that you are more than than your little bodysuit, than your little 666 bodysuit, black box hexagram that you're in, or the cell, that you're in, or the cells. But that definitely make perfect sense on again going back to solitude. Matter of fact, I look at my own shaman journey. I remember when, like for the eclipse by myself in the woods, in the mountains, matter of fact, by the stream, on the dealing with the plant teachers, psilocybin to be exact, learning some lessons from old psilocybin. But and two, that is a thing with shaman. Like shaman, in most cases, like shaman may have like somewhat of a tradition in the essence of how it's passed down, and more of like they may have like more of a traditional story, I should say, of how the powers is passed down. But for the most part, in most cultures, you're born a shaman. Like it's just not like I like this over here, I like this over there, and today I just feel like being a shaman. Like nah, it's like you just ever since you were little, you were intrigued by the afterlife and the unseen. You always wanted to help people. You always wanted to learn and do more. You probably had little visions and things, and things showing you and pushing you towards helping people and showing you, because matter of fact, like with shaman sickness, you don't follow your intuition or things of this nature, and the universe kind of show you and send you a sign like, hey man, you meant to do some real work, you tighten up, but definitely like I understand that dealing with the shaman work as well, like where you dealing with your spirit guide's higher self, and when you think about it, as a shaman, you wouldn't want to be like fully just initiated by some human being, because when you're going to be doing your work, you pulling information not from no human being, like how these priests go and get ordained and read a book, and and you do all that for so long, and now you're a priest. Which, though low key, I want to tell y'all, like the Blue Exorcist, the little anime cartoon, and the Jesuits, that's almost like the same thing. Like the Jesuits low key know about magic and know of it on that level. Like, don't sleep. Please don't sleep. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, they indoctrination with books, things of this nature. With shaman is like just passed down through spirit, because again, like they know that the power of having that connection to spirit on your own, by yourself, in essence, or having that strong connection and not having to go through a human yourself as a shaman, because again, you are the shaman. So the best way for you to learn is to go straight to nature and learn from the the elements of nature, the water elements, the fire elements, the air elements, the different gnomes and fairies, you know. Matter of fact, you got elementals that's over a certain tree. I got a video about this too. Go check it out, about elementals in the Devic Kingdom, where I go deep into detail about like how you got a certain fairy that's over redwood trees in California. You know what I'm saying? You got beings that's over the swamps in Louisiana. You know, like you got one particular being that just deals with the cypress trees in Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many hierarchies, you know. We fractals of eternity. Never stop. No starting point, no stopping point. So that's why, like, on all levels, we all kind of mimic some type of hierarchy, you know what I'm saying? Like, as above, so below. On that level, too. I know, everywhere. Again, though, that's why, you know, going by yourself, you know, and too, like, as a psychic empath, and also just being indigo child and being on your growth, where, you know, you do feel that vibe and intuitively, and you see, that's how you know that you get downloads of information, or you know what to do without nobody telling you. Because, say, for instance, before somebody could ever tell me, hey, Corey, matter of fact, no, nobody ever really told me until I started coming across information recently about psychic empath. Nobody ever told me, hey, Corey, every now and then, go by yourself for a little while, you know, and just stay away from everybody. Don't answer your phone, don't do nothing, just stay, you know. Nobody told me to do that. Intuitively, I know that, bro, this is just healthy for me. This just feels good, so I'm going with it. And then come years later, oh, I happen to be right. And so, with looking at that, we see how our intuition, you know, like, well, you don't always have to have that physical paper proof and logic, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you are right without that physical proof. You know what I'm saying? So that's another point, too. Oh, but, again, the peacefulness of just being by yourself, and let's keep that in mind, you know, too, as a lesson to that. Like, you know, as we connected, man, let's make sure, you know, we not trying to talk just to talk, you know, with ceaseless chatter. You know, let's make sure whatever we speaking on is meaningful, you know, and try to, you know, not talking to just be talking. I know for me, especially being an empath, you got to be careful, because it is what it is, as far as like when you, excuse me. It is what it is as an empath, as far as like if you go around somebody who's, you know, tends to be a little inauthentic or tends to small talk a lot, it's gonna kind of rub off on you. So you gotta watch yourself, because you'll go to doing the same thing, you know, basically mirroring what's coming at you, you know, and that's very important, because that's part of the consciousness too, you know. It's like realizing, like, man, damn, I pick up on the energy easily, and not only that, I'm picking up on these people's energy very heavily. Let me stop, you know, let me stop mimicking this, or let me stop, you know, doing this, or let me realize this, whatever the case may be. So definitely, but peace, happy now is the vibrate, of course, not too far in the future, not too far in the past, right now.